and brought to you by Sprite. It's the 2K pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal as the NBA season begins to pick up steam. We're bringing you the Chicago Bulls out at United Center as they'll face off against the Cleveland Cavaliers. You take a look at the Cavaliers. They struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement tonight. Hey, let's talk about the Matrix, Shaq. Sean Marion.
Let's join Chicago Bulls. At the small forward position, standing 6'8", number 34, Mike Conley. At 6'7" for Vikings, number 21, Jimmy Butler.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Trick or treat, it's the NBA. It doesn't get any better than this. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. We're glad to get spooky with you tonight. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and the Chicago crowd wants some love from their Bulls. Look at Cleveland's starting group. Irving and Waiters, the guards. The 2 stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. And it's Verjao in at the center, filling out the middle. Verjao setting the pick for LeBron. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Yeah, good call there. You could tell he was moving into the defender when he tried to set the screen.
Yeah, lowered that shoulder, dipped right into him, too. I mean, he was going to be called on that foul either way.
Well, the Cavaliers largely underachieved last season. A big part of that was constantly dealing with distractions the entire season, it seemed.
Yeah, it certainly appeared that way. It was always something with players fighting in-house or items getting leaked to the media and causing things to get stirred up. It's very hard when those distractions are circulating for you to be effective.
Rose against Irving, and it's Rose penetrating, and that one's good. Rose has got his first basket of the night.
Talk about a great start. 3 of 3 from the field to get the game going. They're cooking with gas, folks.
Irving dishes to LeBron. And the foul on Derrick Rose. Here's Verjao. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Anderson Verjao staying relatively healthy last season. That's to say he only missed 17 games. And that's a far cry from his previous 3 seasons where he played a total of just 81 games.
And Verjao, Steve, has shown flashes of all-star caliber production at the center position. It's been his injuries that have really held him back.
Yeah, it's good to see him able to remain on the court for most of the season. I mean, tough year for the Cavs last year record-wise, but Verjao, for him, a step in the right direction health-wise. Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
1:25 left in the first quarter. Gasol's shot is good.
He had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Chicago on defense. It's a 5-point game. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And they did just what you have to do as a road team, guys. They never allowed any momentum to build up against them. It seemed like every time they took a punch, they had a counter.
You'll like this, Steve. Reverse spurtability, we call that. They had any defensive lapses, they immediately made up for it with some instant offense. Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
Now here's James. A 35-point game for him in the win against New York.
Kevin, his passing is what blew me away. I mean, to see him orchestrate their offense so impeccably, that was a sight to behold.
Here is Rose. Following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Rose attacking, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
And that one's good. James has got his first points of the game.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
Rose kicks to Butler. And it's Rose penetrating. Back to Butler. Dishes it to Dunley. And here's Rose outside. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day.
There's the buzzer, and not much scoring at all.
Sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And they're also showing some muscle here in the first half, finding a lot of points in the paint area.
You know, one thing you have to admire, respect, and appreciate with this Bulls team is they've had some really difficult luck with the injuries to Derrick Rose, but it was a no-excuse team. They never hung their heads. They competed, and they continue to win at a high level.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. They've got Miller. Marion is out there with Tristan Thompson. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova, and it's Jones in at the 3 slot. Here's Dellavedova. He's covered by Rose. It's stolen by Rose. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Throws it up high. It's deflected. It's stolen by Jones. Pass to Dellavedova. Back to Jones. And it's Marion in the corner. All sorts of time. It's hauled in by the Bulls. And the Bulls, so resilient. A lot of credit has to go to Coach Tom Thibodeau. He gets them to play with tremendous effort every game.
Well, in the front office, too, Kevin. I mean, you think about the late first-round picks that they've turned into Taj Gibson and Jimmy Butler. Very productive two-way players that have held their own when Rose was out.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kevin, Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau worked with Clippers coach Doc Rivers in Boston for many years, and they remain close friends, often sharing notes. Rivers said of Thibodeau, "He's the best mind I've ever been around. People keep expecting them to fall, but he holds them together. It's his system, but it's more just his way. He simply doesn't relent, Kevin."
He makes his players believe, Doris. That's something they both share in common. Thank you. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Kicks to Miller. It's Jones on the wing. Down low, here's Thompson. Rebounded by McDermott. The Bulls leading by 9. Snell kicks to Rose. Cashes in for a double-digit lead.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
And I'll tell you what, we've seen some tough divisional battles between these two teams before, and we're going to get to see them 4 more times this season, starting tonight.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for McDermott. Dunleavy's checked in for Butler. And it's Heinrich in for Derrick Rose. Waiters passes to Verjao. Back to Waiters. Just 5 on the clock. Here's James. And another miss by Cleveland. Clark, when you meet so many times, by those last 2 games, you're not getting caught off guard by anything.
No, without question, Kevin. You have a familiarity there that really makes it easy for you to get ready for the opponents. You also get 4 games against the other teams they play in the division, so you can see what's working and what's not. These 2 teams love to get at each other.
They know their tendencies, don't they?
They sure do.
Mirotic, the 23rd pick back in 2011. The Bulls had to wait a while for him to come over. But, Steve, it looks like their patience will be rewarded.
Yeah, I mean, he was an MVP in the Spanish ACB league. It's probably the best league in the world after the NBA. So a lot of NBA GMs really regarded him as the best international player outside the NBA last season.
To the left side wing. Dunleavy dishes to Heinrich. Takes a 3. And good on the basket. Book it. Heinrich's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Bulls out front, up by 16. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Out of him.
Yeah, that's an open book on all you need to know about what talent he has. I'll bet he adds a lot more to that tally in the second half.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
What a game for Rose. He has 11 points and a couple of nice steals, too. You talk about being on, he's been it. Not even one missed shot so far.
Yeah, this is superhuman stuff we're seeing right now.
Inside, Gibson and Noah. D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the back. And it's Dunleavy in at the small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. 6 on the shot clock. LeBron outside. Here's Love. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Love's got his first basket.
Did you see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket?
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
Noah with a screen on Irving. Rose with the ball. Now defended by Verjao. Baseline try, and Dunleavy gets it to go in. Dunleavy's got 5 now.
That mid-range jumper, just another one of his weapons.
Mike Dunleavy, the former number 3 overall pick out of Duke, Steve, back in 2002.
Yeah, he played on that Duke team back in 2001 that won the NCAA championship. Played alongside Williams and Boozer. You know, never really became a star, but a quality player over his 12-year NBA career.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, for Doug McDermott, he feels as though he's been overlooked a lot in his career, but he's learned to let it go, saying, I've always had a chip on my shoulder because I didn't have any scholarship offers. It was more trying to prove people wrong early in my career. Now I feel like I've established myself, and I'm just playing for the love of the game. Good motivation, guys.
And the game's in his veins, don't you think, Doris? It's what he loves. Thank you. Pau Gasol's checked in for Chicago. McDermott comes in for Dunleavy. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
And Mike Dunleavy Jr. is the son of a former NBA player and coach, Mike Sr. Actually, I played against Mike Sr. during his days. And Mike Sr., the dad, was a 6'3" point guard. Mike Jr. at 6'9". Because of that exposure to his dad's game, Mike Jr. has always had great ball handling skills even at 6'9".
And the shot is good. Thompson's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Difficult to explain that turnover. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did, but he really lost his place on the court.
So for the Bulls, Mirotic is checked in for Gibson, and it's Heinrich in for Butler.
And for Dunleavy, a really smart help defender, and offensively has become more and more reliable with his three-point shot here in the latter part of his career. Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
McDermott kicks to Mirotic. He dishes it to Heinrich. Mirotic sets the screen for Heinrich. Right wing. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. Good! 14 points for Rose.
Well, as they continue to dominate, you wonder just how much higher this lead might get.
I think it really could get out of hand, and you can credit their defense just as much as their offense for that.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. It's the Bulls running away with it. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return.
Chance to see this one again. Thank you, Lonnie and the truck, for showing it. But it's passing like this that makes the basketball purists happy. This is the beauty of the game right here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. So on the floor for Cleveland, Irving and Waiters, the guards. Anderson Varejao out there with Marion. And it's James in at the small forward. Irving drives in, battles through traffic and lays it in.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Here's Rose. Can't hit. Some solid defense there from Irving. The Cavaliers trail by 20. And Waiters with the stuff.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
And Chicago has possession. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
Boy, you got to love it. Picture perfect alley-oop.
A little surprised, though, Clark. It didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
You know what?
For 2.
Yeah, but it almost makes it a little more special, Kevin. Just grace over power is the way I see it.
Irving passes to Varejao. Waiters gets a wide open look, and the Cavaliers get another bucket right there. Chicago calls timeout. They lead by 18. 1:52 left to play in the final quarter. Chicago making some changes. Joakim Noah is checked in for Gasol. Gibson comes in for Mirotic. And it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Kirk Heinrich. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Kevin Love's checked in for Cleveland. The Cavaliers trail by 18. Irving dishes to LeBron. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Gibson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's the lob to the hoop and finished off by Noah.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bulls.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
Well, they can chalk this win up, but things are far from settled between these two teams. They'll see each other 3 more times before the season is over.
And they say familiarity breeds contempt. As they get to know each other a little better, you imagine things will get heated up. Tonight was only chapter 1.
Well, you look back at this one, and what an amazing performance this has been for Derrick Rose. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone on his team on offense.
And he gets it to go.
Well, their offense has kicked into gear, but it seems to have arrived a little bit too late.
And as a coach, that can really be frustrating. I mean, your guys were stumbling along for most of the game, and now, when it's basically over, they finally decide to come alive. He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Irving kicks to LeBron. LeBron is doubled. Waiters passes to Irving. Love inside, working on Gibson. Just 5 to shoot. Waiters no luck.
Excellent, really solid job actually by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
That is good.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
Feeds it to LeBron. Passes to Irving. Second chance shot. And Dion Waiters the bucket on the assist by Irving.
The assist, Kyrie Irving.
Outside Rose. That's good.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Pal, this win was punctuated by some quality defensive plays. How important is the defensive execution to your success?
Well, defense got to be always our motor. You know, if we get some stops, we're doing a good job defensively, everything will be okay from that point on. So we just got to continue to emphasize our defense.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan player of the game, Derrick Rose.